Good morning, Bay Area. My name is Samuel Samson. I'm the CEO of Pariah Lighting. Pariah Lighting specializes in line voltage fixtures that have power and data running side by side. We also specialize in custom solutions and media facade for immersive type applications. And I'll start flicking through the slides now and explaining our offering. Thank you. So the first product that we're talking about here is ProCove. And what ProCove is a line voltage modular cove product. So it's a system that goes into a cove. Various sizes, 1 foot and 4 foot. And the spec of this product ranges from light output would be about 500 lumens per linear foot delivered to about 1,000 lumens per linear foot delivered. The dimming protocols are reverse phase. The control protocols, we have DALI. We also have 0 to 10 volt dimming. For DMX applications, we have DMX and RDM, or just singular DMX. We also have something called threaded matter, which means you can control this fixture up in the cove with your cell phone. One of the really nice things about ProCove is it's so easy to use. You just, you plug it in. Has a line voltage input, 100 to 277 volt input. The chipset on the fixture in the white light spectrum is what we call a UL Diamond approved chipset. So you see high CRI levels of 97, 98.2, very, very clean. Now, what a UL Diamond approved chipset is we buy from a source such as Bridgelux or Nichia or every now and then Cree, and then UL, the organization, actually gives it an approval rating and checks our specification sheets to make sure things match up. So it's an extremely high quality of a single chipset. Now, ProCove has 400 configurations that you can use. So the white light will go from 18K to 22K to 27, 35, 3000, 4000, and so on. We also offer dim to warm. I'm going to show you a video about dim to warm as well. Very, very good dim to warm. We have RGB in a quad chip, and the white that's attached to the RGB can be specified. So let's say you would like RGB 18K or RGB 27K. You have that option with us. It's a completely specifiable platform. And I will go through some slides here. So this is what the interior of ProCove looks like. What you can see is some white light dimming boards. And what we use, which makes us a little bit different, is we have a series of components. There are almost 380 components that go on this board. But one of the things we do is use an MCU, a microcontroller unit. They're in your cell phone. There's nothing special there. But we code dimming values in there. So to get really, really good dimming, less than 1% dimming, you need to store the value within that chipset so you can have consistency. So when each modular section is coded the same way, as you have a cove that could be 200 feet long, as you start dimming them and controlling them, they all synchronize and act the same way. So when you switch the cove on, you get a very nice soft startup, and when you turn the cove off, it's very soft off, or as you're dimming away, so forth and so on. You have some RGB, DMX, RDM drivers here as well, some 0 to 10 volt systems, just a quick kind of look of what the guts of the product look like. Where we view our skill set as a company is, we believe our dimming expertise and our electrical engineering is in that sort of top % of the industry. And one of this slideshow here that you see is something that we do prior to releasing products into the market. What we're doing here is we're doing a compliance test and a QC test for our RDM protocol. And as we get everything connected, we send a signal to each personality. We make sure that everything is moving in the right direction. Here's a quick slideshow of that. This next slideshow I'm going to show you is very raw video. This was when myself and our engineer, we came up with our version of dim to warm. And what we believe dim to warm really is a couple things. Is one, it must act the way a regular incandescent lamp behaves. And two, the customer experience of something like this must also work the same way. So if you dim a lamp, you're dimming a lamp on a two-wire system, and the sequence of events that happen are very easy to use on a two-wire system. So typically out in the industry, you see a lot of other people using 0 to 10 volt or DMX trickery to make the module warmer as you're dimming it. But with us, we've programmed the data which we have measured from the incandescent lamp. So we will tell you that when you dim an incandescent lamp from 100% down to almost zero, there are approximately 41,000 dimming steps that you can measure across the dimming curve. So we have measured that, taken that data, and stored it within the microcontroller unit, and so each fixture will act accordingly. And here's a quick, very raw dim to warm video, which we actually did in our engineer's garage here. And what we can see is a bare board with a driver behind it and an incandescent lamp. And now we are looking to achieve the same results in color temperature as it slides down the dimming curve, the incandescent dimming curve. What we found is that the lamp tended to flicker a little bit more than our driver board, which was a good thing because we have completely gotten rid of flickering issues, which we believe is a must. Okay, moving on to the next slide. This is an RGB 3K, I believe, cove application with 1 foot Pro Cove modules everywhere. Very standard, nothing special here. Well, what's nice about the Pro Cove is if you put a LED onto a PCB, the natural beam angle is 120-ish degrees from the LED. ProCove's a little unique because it has the way we've engineered the mixing chamber for all the lights to mix in gives us a much wider field of light. So we're achieving 150, 160 degrees of a field of light. So what's nice is ProCove is able to blast out practically any cove detail, as cove details are, always different. But that's the reason why we do that. Another very raw video here, raw shot here, excuse me, is I'm using an UPRIC spectrum analyzer. UPRIC is one of the #1 tools to use. It's a handheld device where you can test rate of flicker, CRI, all of the R levels, lux, lumens, candelas. It's just a really great tool to use. So in our white light selection, just off the shelf naturally, these are the type of results that we offer as standard within all of our products. I tested a 27K Pro Cove, and these were the results that we were getting out of the diffuser, out of the system, so delivered. And as you can see, there is a 97.3 RA value, right? A lot of times when you're using warm color temperatures, we seem to care more about the R9 level, and in this instance, the R9 level is very high, 98.9. So as you're trying to, get past 96, 97, 98 levels, you're chasing tiny, big numbers to achieve this. We care about that, and we offer that, and we're proud of that. The next product I'm talking about is what we call ProGraze. It's an outdoor rated fixture for facade washing or wall grazing, things like this. ProGraze has approximately, I think, 1,000 configurations because the product itself comes in different sizes. There are many optic options, and the optics range from 9 degree to 10 degree, 10 by 30, 10 by 60, 20 by 30, 60 degree, 80 degree, 115 degree. We're even working on a 2 degree optic. And ProGraze, just like ProCove, has all of the options. So anything that Pariah offers is the happy meal of options, right? From the control point of view, the drivers, ELV, DMX, DALI, 0 to 10 volt, threaded matter, on, off, RDM, and all of the color temperatures, dynamic white solutions, color changing solutions in it. And again, you have complete control over how you want your lamp board to be. So if you like dynamic white, you could choose 2 white light chipsets, or you could choose 3 and have 3 circuits. It depends what you really like. We think that when you put things outside, they're destined for failure. That's just the way that goes, right? It's a matter of time before anything that goes outside will fail. And we've taken measures to prevent that, to extend longevity for as much as possible. So contraction and expansion is, the obvious killer when you put stuff outside. As things heat up, pushes air out. As air is pushed out, sucks back in moisture. We have prevented that issue by using a really good type of Japanese resin that we use. And we have a unique way of building it. So as we use resin to seal our fixture, we are compressing the oxygen bubbles out of the resin. So what that means is as the fixture slightly moves over time when it gets warmer and cooler, that process is allowed to happen naturally without sucking in any moisture. It's just a better technique for a fixture like this to last a much longer time out in the field. Again, these models range in output from 1,000 lumens a foot to 1,500 lumens a foot, standard output models, high output models, and so on. Here are some raw pictures of the production process. Because there are so many options with this product, it's actually very difficult to make. So we have to keep a lot of components on hand and be ready to make them as quick as possible. As you can see here, you see some various models here. In this slide, what we're doing is we are putting ProGraze in an IP68 scenario. We are running 277 volts into the fixture, and it's submerged underwater. We don't recommend anybody try things like this. This is abnormal to put this product through a test like that, but the test has a purpose. So I'll just show you a quick slide here. We have IP68 connectors on our product, and we conservatively rate our product. So in this case, the IP protection on ProGraze is IP67, which is temporary submersion for up to 10 minutes in water, right? Although it can handle 24 hours in submersion, just like we're showing here. What's this? Here is another video where we've taken the ProGraze platform and put a direct view system on top of it. And that direct view system is made out of PMMA. PMMA we've laser cut into this sort of shark tooth shape, and we're using this in a barrier application in roadway here, and I'll just show you the video. Now we have got kind of like a media control application on this, where every 3 nodes are doing something different within the ProGraze system. And it's a much lower level of light, but a much higher level of control. And it's just an interesting thing that we have thought to do with this type of platform. And again, the shapes that we can make are various, so it could be many different custom type shapes, but just a cool application. So ProSign is a category that we have, and what ProSign is we simply make any custom signage, whether that would be illuminated or non-illuminated, 3D, neon type, basically any type of custom sign. And I have some examples here to show you. This particular sign was made for an electrical contractor in Tennessee, and the requirement is that the American flag needed to have the visual that it was blowing in the wind. So we simply programmed some white light LEDs behind the flag and manipulated the design to have the creases, so once it's illuminated you can kind of see a shimmering effect, which gave it that effect. It's a pretty cool sign. A cold beer sign that we made for the Resorts World Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas is another sign here, which is really well made, and it has a really nice visual effect. And that visual effect is how we diffuse an RGB light source, RGBW light source, and we've got different things going on in different letters. So it's just a nice little example here of some things that we can do. This category of product is what we call ProDut, and ProDut is it's like a LED dot based upon wire that's waterproof, and are normally used in string lighting applications or in large media facade applications. So we have many different types of dots. Some have 3 LEDs, some have 5, some have 20, some have optics, some are square, oval. The one at the bottom here has an asymmetric light, which is pretty cool. And this platform is very customizable. So normally you might see Pro Dots being used on a building for a media facade or Disneyland type applications. And I'll give you some examples shortly. And one of the things that we are getting involved in is more immersive type applications. Now this is what product looks like in real life. You have complete control over this, so whether you want the material to be black or white or gray or some obscure color, it's not a problem. But here's some raw images of the product itself. This is a real image of a real installation, and as you can see here, the pitch spacing on the products is about 50 to 75 millimeters, somewhere in there. Over to the left, it's a little closer. The closer the pitch, the better the clarity. So what you do is you lay content and images over the products to essentially you'd be putting a large TV on top of a building, and you can do some pretty cool things with it. Here is when we first trialed product quite a while ago in a art installation. very simple to achieve, but very cool to look at. This is just a cube of lights on a string, essentially. It gives you that kind of three-dimensional feel. This is another interesting application. It was a bridgeway, and the bridge had transparent glass panels underneath it. So you were walking high up over a roadway. And one of the things that happened here is we used very, very small products, like a whole massive matrix of them, and laid them underneath the material here. And then what we did is we repurposed a very old Xbox sensor. We took the PIR system out of it, and as that was triggered, as someone walked on this bridge, it gave the impression that the glass was cracking, and underneath the glass cracking is a shark swimming. I'll play this for you. We also had sound on this project as well, so you could actually hear the glass cracking. When we do projects with ProDart Media Facade, one of the things we like to do first is evaluate the elevation of the installation to figure out how high up will the mesh be and how low down people will be and what the clarity and the pitch spacing needs to be. So we tend to do a lot of rendering just to kind of get a feel for what the project may or may not look like. And here is an example of the rendering. This is a very interesting project. We took part in this. We did not do this alone. There's a lot of people involved in this project. What this is an egg-shaped structure, and each line on the egg is loaded up with small products. And then we programmed the entire light show, quite simple actually, but to have really, really cool light shows on here. And I'll give you a quick video here. And because the product itself is so flexible and so easy to use, there's just so many ways you can use it. There's so many different ways to install it, so many details it can be mounted in, and you have complete control over it. So, if you need red, green, blue, two versions of white light, or SPI protocol, DMX protocol, all those things are very possible. And then obviously with commissioning and programming, which is a very common thing, right? There's not a lot special going on here except the structure of the building and then how ProDart was used to illuminate it. It was pretty cool. Okay, thank you very much. That was the end of my presentation here. I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you for giving the time. Thank you.